Ready.
Right, we'll come to order at 5 PM. Let's introduce ourselves for the record.
Scott Morley, Select Board.
Karen Keeman, Select Board.
Dan Webster, Select Board.
Matt Maxwell, Town Administrator. We'll start back with you, Norm.
No Paddock Pike Industries?
Chris Roy.
Thank you, gentlemen. Any changes to tonight's agenda? How about public comment? Did everybody read Deb's public comment? She sent in your
Yeah.
email about the election that she put on for the
I
kids.
did.
Yeah.
I thought it was
It
great.
was also in the newspaper. She really did a very, very good job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
everybody was really happy, so thanks, Deb. Good community outreach there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get right in it then. We've got paving 2025.
What you got?
Well, just trying to get some information on, so I could quote this from Pike. So what I was looking for is, locations, number 1, 2, but what treatments do they want, what's gonna happen this year? The thickness is and stuff like that, so, I kind of looked at the roads today. I'd definitely be very glad to give us a quote in the town and.
Was there a plan for which,
2025 or.
Sounds like,
was there a plan for any, some more roads for this summer, this coming summer?
Well, that's for you guys to decide. When I sent out the email, I said, we do the 3 top coats, because we gotta do those anyway, and then, Nathan would like, Webster Road done. And that's, between that, right there, that's a good chunk of money.
Mhm.
So, I mean, and I'm assuming we're gonna do the same thing when we make it a article at town meeting like we did last year.
Definitely.
Have people vote on it.
Yeah, definitely. I would say
yeah, that worked. I think that worked pretty good.
Yeah.
it's outside the normal
I
operational
think
budget,
everybody really liked that.
each of those large
Yeah,
time
you
expenditures.
give them a chance to get up and
Yeah.
complain about it, and
Yeah,
it makes them happy.
yeah. I agree 100%.
What's,
So last year we did base coats on Lane Road, one more time in my brain here, Lane Road, Glen Road. And portion of River Road and
The
Webster Road,
intersection there,
the
yeah.
flooding area.
The railroad, yep.
So those are all new base coats. So best practice, Norm, correct me if I'm wrong, is we want to top coat those. This year, which essentially is, that's a big chunk of money there. And Nathan has talked to me a number of times, and I think Matt,
Mhm.
about what's happened over the last number of years is they've been trying to tar through roads, not dead end stuff, but as much as we can to make those better. And now there are a few pockets of roads that have sort of gotten not left behind, but need to be finished up. So, I don't particularly want to ask the town to spend $1 million or more than that in a given year. So it's like, well, how many of them do you want to do? We do have a number of them, littler ones.
Yeah.
But because the trucks are different trucks for the plowing, the salting and the sanding. And so they're double passing. They're going over roads, get to other roads when they could just be more efficient. But so Webster what's the length of that? Do you even know, Norm?
Well, what I got today, I kind of measured it roughly, and it's about 8,400 feet, something like that, 8,000.
8,000 feet?
Yeah.
So is that roughly equivalent to what we did up on airport? Probably.
Airport was a little bit longer. Yeah.
Longer? Good. So we should be looking at lower money.
Your Webster Road though is narrower than the airport.
So shorter and narrower. So,
Yeah, so it's gonna be less tons.
all right.
Is Webster Road paid now or no?
No, just a small portion at the
Yeah.
bottom that we've been
From the bridge there
fighting
to,
for the floods.
I'm sorry?
the portion down by the bridge, it's been washing out. That area was paved base coat last year.
What about the other targeted roads?
Those are all already tarred with a one coat. And now the second coat has to be put on.
Why?
Tell them why, Norm.
Cause what happens is it doesn't last, so you need some strength to it,
So longevity.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quality.
Yep.
So, what else? Nathan give you any more feedback on that?
Nope, that would, I mean, obviously, he'll take as many paved roads as you're gonna give him, but, you know, that's the one. As far as, you know, like you said, their efficiency for their trucks,
Yeah.
you know, it would save the town, he thinks on diesel going out there. And,
And that's a class 3.
yeah, it'll make it easier for him to organize his plow schedule.
He's still gonna have to go to Cleveland,
He's still gonna have
This
to
year.
Cleveland Farm Road, but.
and he's still
yeah,
gonna have to go out on Pine
Yeah,
and do those, because unless you really wanna spend some money.
Does this program also include the shouldering?
yes,
Okay, so price is included in the shoulder?
When you do the shouldering, Norm, do you do that twice? Do you do it for the base coat and the top coat? You do both times? Just,
Right, that way if somebody drives off the edge, you don't keep breaking off the very end of it, you know.
Gotcha.
the edge of it.
so it's both times.
Yes,
So that would, how did we do that last time? It was our material? And it was their machine? Is that what we did?
that's typically how it works,
That's typical.
whether it comes from your pit
yeah.
or from, you know, Calkins or something like that.
You know what we're talking about? That gravel they put on the edge.
Yes, yep.
But you have the machine that does it.
Yes, yep.
So any of these quotes won't be for the material, Matt, I guess.
And in some cases, they ask for a separate quote for the shouldering versus the paving. So that, and some towns do their own, you know, but they take a price to see, you know, can we do it for that? Try out our people, do we have the equipment? So,
It is fairly expensive.
yeah, well, you get that big machine, it's made just for that,
Yeah,
you know, so. And you don't use it 100% of the time, so the cost of that machine is, you know, you gotta pay back, you know, a couple of years or whatever.
it is done right, though.
Yeah, I wondered how they did it. I've never seen them do it and it's perfect. And I was like, wow, that's.
Yeah.
Sounds good with a shovel or something.
Yeah,
I think on ours, it's probably important to have those guys do it, because we got a lot of banks, you know, and it's pretty hard to
right.
get that done right if you don't have the right stuff.
Yeah.
So, now's the time to give thoughts and opinions or adjust that if you want to, and Matt can get the prices. And we can go through the quote process and he can get that settled in on your town report. I'm definitely in support of top coating for all the reasons that we've said. You have to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to throw away the money that's already into it.
No. And then, you know, it seems like everybody in town that I've always talked to, not everybody, there's a few who don't like tar,
Mhm.
have been pretty appreciative of what has been happening. So I personally think that you just kind of keep chipping away at it.
Yeah, that's where I am.
You know, and I also recommend even the roads you've done 3-4 years ago, start doing some maintenance on it.
Yeah.
You know, if there's some cracking.
I was gonna talk to Nathan about that this year too, and I don't know what, I gotta get educated on it, but maybe we can loop you guys in on that and figure out what to do and how to do it right. Preventive care. The other one we gotta find out is these up here, whether that's what that is, if it's just a base coat. Did you guys do that, Norm?
Yes, so that one right there, that we're gonna base in the top.
In the top. You mean going up
Yes, right straight out.
toward
We
the,
get to
toward the
cover
bridge? Yeah,
Yep.
so that's both, okay.
That's got both. And this one over here, I believe, has got both too. Hutchins did it the second time. We did it the first go, Hutchins did it the second.
That's what I thought.
So they've both been done.
And so there are some folks that live up there that say they don't believe that they think there's only one coat. How could we know for sure? Is there a way for you to?
We could take a sample. What we do is take a cord and
Yeah.
go down through it, just to show. And. you know,
Let's put
like-
that on our to-do list, Matt, to have them actually, you would go do that for us
Sure.
and have them go core that
Yep.
and figure that out. Because if it is only base coat, we probably ought to be.
Like this village area here, this is only base coat.
Now this is meaning out to 5 and then all the way down through Maine and back out to 5. That stretch there is only base coat. And you guys did that?
Quite a few years ago.
So that could be a quote.
But. So, so there was some delay on that because they were gonna redo the sidewalk.
Yes,
That's
that got,
right,
then that got
sidewalk-
delayed,
And they
sidewalk.
didn't want to do that until.
the buyout.
Sidewalk first before you do the top coat.
It's held up good.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause we did it now, just kidding.
Hmm.
That was what we did.
Well, there's some other moving parts to doing this. Some drain work and there's a lot of, it's not like, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's for sure base. So why don't you, can we just do that now? Can you just go up here sometime, Norm, and core that?
Yeah.
And let us know for sure. I don't think we should add all that in this year. Cause this is in pretty good shape,
Oh, it is.
but maybe next year we can top
And
whatever,
then we
whatever
need
needs.
to talk to the planning commission too, because once the buyouts are done, I don't know if they'll go back to the sidewalk study. They got put on hold because of the buyouts. So if they're gonna go forward, then there's no sense putting the top coat on if they're gonna tear it up.
That's right.
Yep.
It, like you said, it's held up real well, so it's gonna stay. So
Okay.
this was reclaimed here, that ran up the old asphalt, which gave it a good base.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Some of the other roads, you know, you coated over with some good gravel, but what's underneath it?
Right.
No.
Right.
This has got a good size, that's why it's over there.
Okay. All right, so, thank you, Norm, for that. Give us a quote on those roads that we
Yep.
just discussed. Get with Matt.
Yep.
And he can fill you in on any other detail for us, like shouldering and whatever.
Okay.
And, core that, and let us know. Whenever. Is that an easy thing to do?
Yes, we have, you know, machines that come down, I'll just call the QC department, they'll come down and they'll take a sample out.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you very, very much.
Thanks a lot, Norm.
Very good.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Could I continue, please?
Yeah,
Thanks, Norm.
Mr. Chair, just a question. I know the answer to this, just from my article and for the community. This doesn't cost the taxpayers actually any money. It's not gonna cost any tax money,
The town pays for this.
right, from Casella funding. Yes,
Right,
no?
right. We have no municipal tax at all, right?
Yeah, no, yes, that's for my own
Yeah,
sanity.
it's not for tax purpose.
Well, no, but because of the tipping fees, it's not,
Right.
it's not tax. Coventry residents aren't gonna see a higher tax bill
Correct,
because you're doing this.
correct.
I mean, I know that, but I wanna hear it from you if that makes sense.
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
There's a method to my madness.
Yep, yep, and Dan brought up a great point too, which is what we've been successful with lately, is we bring these bigger things to town meeting as standalone votes. So people can have some conversation about what money is spent on outside of the regular budget.
But you still on the combo set at this point. You didn't vote on that tonight.
No, we're gonna get the quotes and then we'll take the next step, hopefully at the next meeting.
Are you gonna get quotes from anybody else?
Yeah, we've asked Hutchins,
Jay Hutchins.
who did work for us this year, so they'll both give us quotes.
Where's Hudson's from?
The Irisburg pit,
So both local.
local, yeah.
Yep.
That kind of makes me think of something else that we talked a little bit about the guy, the girl that not really for investments, but financial planning. What would we call that? They, Dave had the name.
He called it an actuary.
Yes,
It's not,
and we haven't,
how'd you get that out of paving? I shouldn't ask.
I don't, I've been thinking about these things that we put in front of the town, and it's so easy for everybody just to do it, whether it's a paved road or a building, could be whatever. They don't have to pay for it, and
Right.
I don't know if it's possible for somebody like that to come up with something, if you say yes and spend the money on whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's we don't have to pay as much money in taxes because of that money. Every dollar we invest is, why are we investing it? To help, so we don't have to pay taxes, right?
Right.
If there was a way to show it's gonna pay your taxes for so long, or something like that.
That is the exact conversation we've been having for a number of years. We're about this close, I think. We're finally, these three are finally gonna make that happen, and with Matt. Matt has been reaching out, we gave him direction, right? To find 3, 4, 5 financial investment firms who are local, Vermont local, not Northeast Kingdom local.
Yeah.
Who would give us quotes again for investing town money. Part of that process in finding that is going to involve this time. How should I say it, Matt? A more comprehensive way for us to look at how we manage the money, so that those things can happen, so that we make actual plans. Right now, we do we're sort of stuck in whatever year it was, 10 years ago, where Dave, our treasurer, does a good job at managing our money, showing us where it is, some of the decisions he's making, some of the decisions we make, and what happens. But what we're not doing is taking that next step, which is saying, how long does that money last? What's the growth trajectory? What's the 5-year plan, 10-year plan, 25-year plan, 50-year plan on town funding? And each time that we make these decisions, it impacts that. That trajectory. And so having the sophistication level is, I'm going to say, and have been saying, mandatory, that whoever we go with as the next investment folks will have that capacity, and will be talking to us about that quarterly here at the table, or however we choose to do that, so that we have a good relationship, and we're working with them, and we're providing them that information, so that at town meeting you can show folks, if you vote for this, this is what it means. This is what happens.
I was getting at.
Absolutely. No, we're not gonna get there this year.
Yeah, but just to get started on it.
You've got some names already, right?
Yeah.
And so Matt's probably, I don't know, won't speak for you, but a month or two away from probably giving us a small group of firms, and then we can have that discussion. Here's what we've got, here's why they're interested, and then figure out how you want to do it. Do we all want to do it together? Do we want to nominate one of us, and Matt and David probably, to go and have first initial meet and greet and figure that out? We can figure all of that out, but Matt's doing the heavy lifting for us right now and trying to identify the firms that have that capacity that you want.
Is town investing different than personal investing? Are there like different rules and laws and whatever?
There are. Yep. And a lot of them do that.
Municipality
A lot of them
investments,
can do that, but there's a lot of discussion around planning stuff, the planning piece, which is very, very important, I think. And they charge different, so it all has to come into play. Yeah, good for you, Dan. That's right, because that's a big one.
Yeah.
I don't know what the number will come out, but we're talking not $1 million, but more than $500,000.
Yeah.
So it's real money, serious money.
No one has to pay for, but they do.
Well, it's town money.
Yeah.
And so we should know that in spending that money, if we choose to spend that money, it doesn't have a detrimental effect in some way for your future, your kids' futures.
Okay, Coventry Station Road. Hope anybody drove on Coventry Station Road last week, but
I wanted to, but I didn't get up there to check it out.
It's good now.
it's good now.
Yeah, very good now.
Yeah,
Okay,
Did they grade it?
they did. So the stay mat layer that got put on was, saturated, I guess would be the best word for it. Tyler came up the next day. He dug down, the gravel layer was fine, but it, it's rough. Nathan added some 1/2 inch stone and John graded it in. And we're gonna hope that's gonna be okay, but he's gonna come up again this week, towards the end of the week, because he knew it was gonna be a wet week, and he wants to reevaluate it. And he may have us grade off that stay mat layer. He doesn't, it looks.
so I never saw it bad, what, it just got all muddy, the stay mat?
Yeah, I mean, there were ruts over there, ruts like, I mean, I had to put it four-wheel
Four-wheel
drive,
drive.
I had to put it four-wheel drive to get through it.
To get through. it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Was it in,
I
what
went
did
through-
we get, dirty stay mat or?
I don't know, is there different kinds of stay mat? I
Well-
don't really know too much about it, but he was. He made sure that he said that it was the stay mat that we requested, which we did, so.
Cause the last time I went through, before the signs up and everything, it was
Yeah.
packed and it was smooth and.
Yeah, I mean, it was, but I mean, we went through with the tractor and it was, baby.
Yeah.
It was-
Wonder how that affects
No.
next summer finishing it. That
Right.
they're paving.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah, it won't. I
Mhm.
mean, they'll have to dry it out and so, I think we need to just continue to be communicating effectively with Tyler.
Mhm.
That's it's a project, it's an uncompleted project, right? It's a FEMA uncompleted project. And so whatever Tyler wants is what you gotta do,
Mhm.
and that's fine.
Right,
And if it, like I mentioned to you the other day, if that road's bad, close the road.
right.
It's the way it is.
Mhm.
And have Tyler come and assess,
Yep.
rather than us making decisions independent of Tyler.
Yep.
I do not want us to do that.
Right,
If we have to close the road, close the road. Tyler will come up or send somebody
Mhm.
and they can make those decisions. But yeah, when you can't drive through it, that was,
yeah, we got a lot of calls that day.
we had a lot of calls,
We had a
yeah.
lot of calls.
So the stone that was put in there, which Tyler agreed to or made the decision of, I don't know which, but he's certainly in the loop on it and didn't say not to. Worked.
Yep.
For now,
Yeah.
it kind of blended everything together
Yeah.
and gave it some base on the top.
Yeah.
And, I don't know what the next rainstorm or two will look like, but
Yeah.
sounds like it's raining.
I was gonna
now.
say, it sounds like it was coming down a minute ago.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, Tyler knows it's gonna be a wet week, he's gonna come.
He's gonna come up.
Perfect. We have received some reimbursement on this, which has gotta be an all-time record for FEMA. I don't know how we got, but we got back about $535,000 that we've put into this project. So,
Already.
Yeah, good.
So that's amazing that we're not sitting on that money.
no, it's great. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So,
So what's wrong with the road?
we put a stay mat layer on there. and
So what?
A stay mat layer.
Stay back, Matey?
Yeah, STA, I think, STAMAT. I'm not
Mhm.
really sure, Chris, how to spell it. Anyway, it was a little rough, so that layer smoothed it out a little bit. But that stuff holds water and it got really greasy last week when it rained and, people were slipping around and making ruts and, it was basically a safety thing, if somebody came down there not knowing the condition of that road at a high rate of speed, you could have some problems.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna fix it.
Who's Tyler?
Tyler's the engineer for East Engineering, he's in charge of the project.
And what's his last name?
Billings,
Billings,
Billin.
Billingsley,
Yeah.
something like that.
LY.
Yeah, you're right, we're heading in the right direction.
I'm sorry.
Just while you're talking about Station Road, just for an educational piece, so everybody knows, the bridge on the Station Road that goes over the interstate.
Yeah,
That's a state bridge, right? That's not a town bridge. And so we've dealt with this before, and I was getting some calls, whenever that was, last week, that the hole that was in there had gotten even bigger, and people were calling saying, look, this is breaking our machinery. So I let Matt know and talk, and Nathan, and they called the state, and they were good.
yep,
They came right up and it's all repaired.
as far as I know.
I think so.
It was supposed to be done by the end of last week.
Yeah, so if you guys get those calls, that bridge, you know, those bridges, those are state bridges. We cannot touch those bridges.
No, they'll get mad if you do.
Yeah, more than that.
You can put a sign down, but.
Yeah, so just something for
Okay.
you to know.
So there, so that's that, all right. You have on the table in front of you 2 copies of the Orleans ambulance contract for 2025.
Did anything change, Matt?
Nothing changed, I mean, you could see, if you go to the last page, where they, you know, they spell out pretty good what went up.
Up $1
Yeah,
per person.
$1 per person from last year. But, it's all, you know, they're not trying to hide anything. Everything's spelled out pretty good, and, they do a good job.
So this contract is for $34.69 per capita.
Yep.
Which is $1 more than last year. And so, nothing changed with the coverage. We obviously, I'm just saying it out loud, right? We kept the coverage routes the same.
Same exact one
Newports.
from when, yep,
That's worked.
right.
Seems
Remember
like,
when we sat in this room and put the map up on there
Yeah.
last year, and, you know.
so it seems like everybody's been happy. Newport seemed pleased when we talked to
Newport seems
them that it
pleased. I
worked
think
out.
The response times have been really good for.
Yeah.
For everybody, so.
I haven't heard a single complaint, really. Okay, so what's the total number? Is there a total number somewhere?
Yep, we must be 20,000, must be 814.
Yep.
Says it went up 600.
So the 600 is the people.
Yeah, 600 people and it went up $1 a person, so,
Okay,
yeah, the increase for us was $600.62.
what was Newport's per capita? Do you remember? It was in the 40s.
Yeah, 40
Wasn't
something.
50,
No,
45, 46, 47. So it's about a third more. All right. So nothing else changed.
Nope.
So you want one of these signed?
I want them both
Both
signed. I'm gonna
signed.
send one back to Maryland and one I'm gonna keep here for myself.
All right, well, so we should motion on
Yep,
it.
and the motion would be good too.
Just you signing it, we all sign it.
Just,
make the motion to approve the Orleans ambulance service agreement for 2025 as presented.
All in favor?
Right,
Aye.
Second, sorry, we skipped ahead on that.
it's okay. So, Matt, I've seen this a couple of different times.
mhm,
We should all sign these things.
okay,
So, you know, in the future, and I know sometimes it just comes through fast,
yep,
and almost everything that we do is as a group.
yep,
This is as a group.
right.
And it's just, you know, everybody should be, so I always say, put your signature on
We
here
do,
with me.
yeah. They just, for some reason, they don't send over 3 signature lines. Some people do, some,
So if you see that before it's ready to put on the desk, just ask them to,
okay. Do that.
any of this stuff that you see.
Yep,
What's the date?
18th.
18.
Mr. Chair, could I ask Mr. Maxwell to send me a copy of the contract?
Yep.
And as well as the Newport's ambulance contract, because I can report it on.
Yep.
The final
got
decision.
it.
With this.
that makes sense for you guys to sign, the signing piece, yeah.
Yeah,
I know it's historically, probably a lot of these have just been the chair, but should be the group. Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you, Matt, for doing that.
Have you been to a meeting?
Have-
Yep, good.
You're talking about, or,
Orleans ambulance
Orleans Ambulance.
well, they do quarterly.
board.
Okay, back again, this meeting is the tobacco license for vaping products to be sold at Royers.
Well, we stalled a little bit last time because we had gotten some feedback, or I had received some feedback, from a couple of residents actually that felt that they shouldn't be allowed to sell vaping products. And so at least causes me to say, oh, well, think about it. I've thought about it a couple of weeks. Talked to Matt about it the other day, talked to other people. I'm gonna vote for
Yeah, I mean, what do we, if we tell them no vaping, what are we gonna tell them? No cigarettes or no gas or no beer or no, yeah, no. It's illegal in Vermont, so they should be able to sell it.
it. I think we got to the same spot.
yeah, I feel the same way as I did last time.
Is that where you're at?
Yeah. It's basically what Gary just said.
Yeah. Yeah.
We tell them yes to everything else except vaping and
Yeah.
it just seems
It's
odd.
it's a state law.
It's a state law.
The state's approved it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, kind of where we. Maybe say it that way, but that's kind of how I feel about it. It's like, you know, who are we? I'm not vaping police. So I'll do it.
Go ahead.
Hopefully my kids and grandkids aren't, but, you know,
I hear it's in the Coventry graded school. I don't know if that's true or not.
yeah. Oh,
I
Mhm.
don't think that's gonna start them or stop them.
No.
Right.
Nope.
So we've got a business that's established and they seem to be doing a nice job up there. It seems
I heard they have a lot of stuff in there. I wanted to go tonight,
like
but I was
it's
running
going
late.
along pretty good, so.
Different, we set it up in different support.
Maybe
Yeah.
more
My coffee tastes good.
stuff to,
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so good. We're all on the same page. So let's get some do we have, is that what this is?
No, that's the Merck grant.
Do we have anything to
No, I'll tell Deb and she'll push it through.
push it through here?
No.
Do we
she's
have
gonna-
to, don't we have to sign something?
Nope. All you have to do is.
Approve it.
Say that you approve it.
Okay. Oh,
a motion to approve the vaping license for Royers.
Second,
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's the, ability to sell vapor products?
Yes. It's like an add-on to their tobacco license.
Yeah. But it's not, I mean, it's not illegal in the state, it's not,
Mm-mm.
I mean, whether whatever, however people feel, is how they feel.
yeah,
As you, as you said, if you say no to that, you say no to beer, do you say no to tobacco?
yeah.
And people are, I mean, what is it, 21 to purchase it, or is it 18?
No, I think it's 21.
Yeah.
For vaping thing?
All that stuff. I think it's,
Wow.
yeah, yes. Maybe it is 18. So I think cigarettes went to 18, so maybe, I don't know.
I don't get carried.
Make you mad.
All right, next up we have the Merck grant, which is municipal energy, something to fix up your town buildings. This was a competitive state grant that the town of Coventry applied for. Not every town got it. We happened to do very well.
Thanks, Matt.
So
True.
Mhm.
now you guys have some decisions to make.
That's an unbelievable award.
I just couldn't believe that. Yeah.
So that is. $406,000. For what we were talking about
Mhm.
months ago. That, who did that work? Who did the engineer,
One came.
Dubois
So they did
came.
they did all those, they were working with the state. I think the state hired them to come
Right.
in and do all those.
So that was free.
You have to look at all of our buildings and then and provide the towns with a report. And then, and then I took that report and sat with one of their grant coordinators and tried to stuff as much as I could in there, and this is what we got.
So we've done everything right. Matt has done a great job. It's sort of, we've learned a lot through this too, right? So Dubois and King came, they did all the assessments for the 3 buildings. We've got a very comprehensive report that showed us the recommendations,
Some stuff wasn't worth doing.
right, what the buyback time would be or what the payback time is. And now we have this. And so without spending any of our own money, we have an opportunity to go back to those reports, bring them back to the table. Now we've got some work to do, right? I don't know exactly how we should do that, but we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it fairly quickly.
Is there a deadline on that?
No, there's a deadline for you guys to say that you're in,
right, but we'll do that tonight,
right?
I think.
That's
Yeah.
December 15th. After that, I think you've got quite a bit of leeway after that. But
Gee,
they wanna know, cause if you decide, this isn't for us, they'll take that money and go
Give it
someplace else.
to them, somebody else.
I think what we should do is maybe just talk about this tonight, not make any decisions on it other than that.
Right,
And then maybe in the next meeting or two, create some plan. Not in the detail, let's not get in the devil in the details, but let's create a plan on how functionally we want to work as a group to go through those things. We're not doing them here at a meeting, right? So either we elect one of us to go do it like we did with the ordinance with you and me, and we've all done some stuff. Whoever wants to do it can do it. And with Matt. And I think that work, what's important is that we go into all 3 of those buildings. And we just start taking all the low hanging fruit fast and easy, right? We talked about it before, like window treatments and door insulating and easy stuff. We weren't gonna tear walls apart, right? But then there's some bigger ones. And so probably that's the thought process, that whoever does this has to go in and look at each one of those buildings, saying, well, here's a $5,000 one, here's a $10,000. They're no brainer, they're cost effective. And then kind of see what you've got left. What you chew through, and is there some bigger project that's in there? I can't remember them all.
Definitely a furnace for this
Yes,
building.
we've
Yeah.
talked about furnaces, we've talked
And I don't
about,
know what the garage,
I think there were new heating systems for all.
All of
3.
them.
Yeah, they were,
all
yeah.
3.
so, that's sort of the frame, I think, in what we should do, and then within a couple months or a few months, maybe a quarter. We probably ought to have just about gotten through that,
Yeah.
whoever it does it with Matt, and then bring it back to this table for a little bit of another chew. And saying, yep, and then we'll have to educate up on what is the process for that, do they have recommended companies?
They do.
I figured,
Yeah.
okay, so.
Probably not just
Dubois,
regular-
Dubois
like
probably.
You're in there.
Which is fine,
Right,
but
that's the way these things work.
it's a quote process, though.
It is, yep.
So I'm almost thinking that when we get through all of that and you figure out all the projects you want to complete, then put that out for bid.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we can use the Dubois work and just say, we want this one and this one and this one. And then I don't know how many companies there is, but you put it out to 3 or 4 of them.
Yep.
Okay, so that makes sense to me now.
And I'm sure there'll be some local places that'll.
Yeah.
Might wanna.
We should.
Fred's
just
and
do it.
Netto's and
Right.
Blanchards and, yeah, cause the
Well, they would wanna do the furnace ones, but they're not
Well,
gonna
yeah.
wanna do all this weatherization stuff and
Yeah.
everything, so then we would have to have that conversation. Do you wanna just find a company that come in here and do it all? Or do you wanna, you know, there's administrative work there, it's
Yeah.
a lot more work on that. To start getting into this company for that, and this company for these things, it's just something to think about. And as far as furnaces, now that you bring it up, we've not made that decision yet on whether or not we wanna change the fuel on it. So I think
Right.
we have to have that conversation again,
Mhm.
which Jim was supposed to help us with.
Yep.
I don't know if he got anywhere with it or
He did, yeah.
hasn't, he
Yep,
has,
yep.
okay, and is he nearing a place where he can talk to us about it?
Yeah, I mean, I've told him, come in a couple times, he just hasn't easy to do this.
Okay.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Yep.
So we wanted to hear. There's different thoughts on it. Some people wanna go propane, some people wanna stay oil, pros and cons to everything. I don't really care. I just wanna make sure that we're making the decision based on professionals that are telling us what to do
Yeah.
and not. And the markets are, you know,
Yeah,
we're gonna make a decision on oil and propane's gonna go way down, you know, that's what's gonna happen, or vice versa, but you just gotta think about it long term.
yeah.
So, anyway, thank you, Matt, I can't
Yeah.
believe you did it, that well, appreciate it. I don't know how much money you've got for grants now in the last 2 years, but it's about 2 million or more. Literally,
In the last 2 years.
yeah. Amazing, amazing work.
Can you explain what the grant is, Mr. Chair?
What this grant is,
Yes, please.
Matt?
It's municipal energy resilient properties, I believe is what it's stands, MERP, MERP, and it's a state program where
It's
they're
amazing.
giving,
Yeah, it
they're
is.
giving towns
Yeah.
and cities
And last-
money
Complete down
to,
about that.
Last year's
Make
town
their
meeting,
town buildings.
the
more
furnace
efficient.
was on there,
I'm sorry?
or
To make
heating
their
was on
buildings
town
more
meeting.
efficient.
I don't know if we should have it,
And,
list those,
it's a competitive
maybe
grant,
take
is
a
that
quote
right?
It
and
is,
bring
yeah.
it back to
Yeah.
town
And
meeting.
how much is
again?
Coventry being awarded?
Not that the money was
Coventry was awarded,
Awarded. 406 or 8.
400,000 and change.
Okay. And so is this building, one of the two buildings?
This would be for the community center, the town garage on Main Street, and then the town garage on 14.
Okay.
Those three buildings are the ones that we. Yeah.
When are you gonna make a final decision if you're gonna accept this?
Well,
Right now.
they're gonna decide
Tonight.
tonight whether they're
Right
gonna
now.
accept the MERS grant or not, and then I'll let the state know, and we'll start, going from there.
Carrie just brought up a really good point, which was last,
Town meeting.
town meeting, we had an article
Yes.
for furnaces.
Mhm.
The reason that we did that was, because it was a large expenditure outside of the operating, right? And we've been really having some more lively discussion around I wanted us to stop using special funds for all this stuff. I want to put it in front of voters. So voters can help us make the decisions, and then where we get the money is a secondary, we can figure that out. So the discussion last year, as I remember it, Carrie, and see if I'm right on that one, is that they sort of punted on that one too, like the town garage, which is we didn't really have enough work done yet for them to make a good educated decision, and so we told them we would do more work.
Come back this coming town meeting day with a
So
proposal.
this sort of changes all that, right? It pays for it. We're not gonna ask the town to pay for that because Matt has figured a way out.
And that's specifically what it's for, partially.
Yep, exactly. So maybe in our conversation or in our letter or somewhere, we ought to note to the town and folks that, you know, that we did follow up on the furnace issue and it's fixed because we've got it approved through here and it's no tax expense or it's no fund expense from the town. So that's a good point. So we should do that, Matt.
Yep.
Remember somehow to do that.
Yep.
Yeah, beautiful.
No,
Good not to go too fast sometimes.
Go ahead and motion it, Senator.
No. I don't know if there's numbers on there. Is there, yeah, there's a grant number right there. You probably are gonna want to use.
Oh, right, yeah.
I mean,
Make a motion that we accept the state of Vermont grant number 01155 underscore A 172 underscore 5825 underscore T underscore Coventry XX underscore I. In the amount of $406,000 and change
no,
to upgrade $406,032. Even.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Gary. That was a good, that was a good.
Scott, is there a match?
No. No. You're signing this, Matt.
Yeah, I'll consign it. Yep.
So is that amount gonna short cover the entire debt for this particular project, or what if it runs over? And what if it runs under?
I don't think if it runs under, there's any problem. I don't think you can run over, or else I suspect that you would have to bear the expense.
Yeah, so what
The town.
we would, I just would submit receipts on, based on the work that we have done, and then they'll reimburse us.
So it's up to 406.
406,000.
Yeah,
Okay, so up to.
Yeah.
Do you have a deadline to use the money?
we're gonna find that out, but I don't believe so.
No, there might be, but I don't think,
Matt can figure that out.
you know,
And who from the state's giving it to you?
this comes from the, Buildings and General Services. State of Vermont Buildings and General Services.
Does it, are there, I mean, we know
We
that,
do, there is a date, we have to, at least have a plan in place by December 31st, 2026.
Oh, 26?
Oh,
Wow.
We're gonna be way ahead of that.
Mm-hmm,
We're gonna get it done this winter.
mm-hmm.
We'll do it.
are there restrictions? You
Um,
know, because we know that Vermont wants to go away from some,
yeah, I mean, I mean, I can share with you the report that Dubois and King did on all of these buildings.
yeah,
So those would be, we have to go within those requirements, like we can't, we can't put something in there that they didn't recommend, I guess.
gotcha. Yeah, if you could send that to me, and if you could send a copy of the paperwork you just said, you should sign.
Sure.
Thank you. Sorry to be a pain, just trying to be thorough.
It's all right.
No,
Yeah.
hey, this is all public.
Yep.
Information anyway, Chris, you're welcome to it. All right, next up, we got Village Christmas lights.
Yeah, Dan, you're gonna have to put those up.
I'll get a ladder.
The road crew, the Coventry road crew would just like a little bit of direction on what you guys would like them to do for decorating. around.
Cause you said the lights and the trees came down.
Lights in the trees came down. so-
I like colored lights myself versus white, so if we're gonna replace them, I vote color.
Okay, well, that's good, that's why we're having
Yeah.
this, that's why we're having this discussion, and they, I think they wanna know sooner rather than later, so they can, if they get a nice day, they can get out there, so they're not doing it, but it's.
Snowing and
20
blowing.
degrees and snowing, the wind blowing, something like
Yeah.
that, and they didn't know if he wanted anything done in the village, it's, right here in the village itself, I know they do the park over there, but,
Mhm.
they just act, and they said, just let them know if you want something done.
What do they normally do? What do they do?
There's there were lights on the trees over there, and then I don't know if Dave did anything in here or not, but.
I don't think
I think he used to throw some lights on the cannon once in a while, maybe. I mean, I know you can plug stuff in over there, can't you? Doesn't he have he's got an outlet there,
Yeah.
so but they were just wondering what I mean, if you say, do you want anything, they'll be just as happy.
so. Let's just back up to the lights there. So
Yeah.
it's Ladybird Park we're talking about, and those lights have been up there for 10 years or
Yes.
something like that. And so they were damaged, destroyed? Is this a flooding issue or is this a
No, I guess,
lawnmower
I guess
issue?
the
or-
trees got trimmed, according to Nathan. Trees got trimmed maybe over the summer and hacked up our lights.
Who trimmed the trees?
I don't know, maybe they did,
Or what trees are they in? I can't picture them, even at
We've got
Christmas, I
we've
wouldn't
got-
notice
we've
them
got
anyway.
Three pretty good sized trees
Leaves.
there.
Yeah, they always had lights in them.
They always had lights, Dave always put lights in them, and
Yeah.
they look nice, you drive by at night, they
Yeah.
look nice.
Yeah,
I see there's still an extension cord hanging.
There's still an extension.
all
cord.
looped up
Yeah,
on a
he's-
pole.
yeah, they're gonna have to.
Replace
pull
all that.
out.
Mhm.
so the place look basically live there all year long or?
Yeah, they were left up all year, they've been left up for the last decade, I think.
I don't know how he got them up there.
I'm sure it's a lot of work, you can't just put them up in the tree and take them down.
Put 'em up,
And left them.
and he had a cord, and then he took the cord down, and they just stayed there, which is probably what you
Some
need to
sort
do
of-
again.
Right.
Some
Yeah.
sort of bucket truck or high lift something. Put one of the guys up in the bucket of the bucket loader. OSHA'd love that.
Yeah,
So the question, I guess, sounds like, do we want to decorate the village for Christmas at all? Because as of right now, you're not going to, because what we did have is not functional
No,
now.
it's damaged.
So do you want to do it? Do you want to replace those lights? Do you want to replace those lights and do more things? You know, to me, I'm like a whatever. People like it. I mean, people are proud of
Yes.
their villages and they like to see those things happen. I know Barton and Orleans and Newport and everybody does some things and it looks nice and people always comment on it. So I don't know why we should be any different.
People make the rounds.
Yeah, we don't have a funding line for it,
Yeah.
but, you know, we can find the money.
Put it in with the landscaping budget.
Yeah, well, I mean, for next
You
year,
know,
we can.
but yeah, I'd like to see lights back up, maybe something in the common here and then down in Ladybird Park.
So, A, we probably need to set an amount of money. B, we probably need to assign somebody who would like to get with Nathan
Mhm,
and do some shopping or whatever
mhm.
wants to be done and kind of live within a budget. Is hopefully.
Mhm.
You know, so there's a little bit of coordinated effort and we can all pitch in at some level if somebody needs, you know,
Mhm.
Dan to get up on a step stool or something. But,
Sure.
what are we talking about? I mean,
I think the biggest
Money.
expense is gonna be getting lights up in that tree, not the lights, but getting them into the tree. Cause they're gonna have to,
they may have to rent.
Rent
They may have to
something.
Rent something, yeah.
Mhm.
And that's why Nathan asked, because he's anticipating that he will have to rent a piece of equipment to do it safely.
rent one of those mobile lifts, is that what you're talking about? What do those cost?
I was able to borrow one last time I used one, but they have Newport rental.
Mhm.
You just have to get it for the day.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be nothing's less than $1,000.
I'd be surprised if
You get it for less than 1,000?
Well, the little mini excavators were like $350 for a day last time I ran them, which was a long time ago, but it's probably $1,000 now.
I
So,
don't think they're that much.
No,
so this would be so if we're gonna do that, right, I think that probably the plan is the best that David did before, which is get them up there and leave them up
Yeah.
there.
Mhm, yes,
And then, put them in such a way that you know, you're plugging in something high enough that kids aren't gonna be swinging off from it.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah.
And there's probably a better light to hang in a
Dogs who run
tree
in the
for
dark,
For
years.
yes.
chew on 'em.
Mhm.
So, you know, that is sort of a one-time borne expense, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
If, you know, we can just do that. So, but there's quite a few lights you gotta buy.
Yes.
for Those trees, it's not like you're decorating a Christmas tree.
No, no.
And I use quite a few strands for that.
So
We're-
throw a number. And then what, you know, whatever else, if you wanna put a Christmas tree. Buy a Christmas tree and put it on the common and put some lights on it, or. Light the cannon off and shoot it off every
We could
night,
light a
or,
statue, we could.
you know? I mean, seriously, it's just sort of like, you know. Go with it if you wanna go with it, but it's gonna have to be getting done here.
Right, yeah.
I'm trying to
that's the
find-
thing, yeah.
My internet's terrible here, even with the Wi-Fi. I think it goes slower with the
Yeah,
Wi-Fi turned
I've
on.
had some complaining about the Wi-Fi today, Carrie. I don't know if it is today, but
Mm.
I've had a couple people, I had a couple of our researchers come in this morning complaining about the Wi-Fi. I had my son in here complaining about the Wi-Fi, so, yeah.
So we just need to approve a number.
Throw a number.
Okay, so
It's gonna be bigger than-
$275 a day for the tow behind lift.
There you go.
I bet the lights will be more than that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying the 275, it was, I think it was like the motorized, whatever. You've got the box and you go up and down and over and across and I don't.
Tell them to go to Pick and Shovel and buy every Christmas light they've got.
I know, right? Yep.
Well, I would think it'd have to be researched. They're not just normal Christmas lights in there, like they're outside.
Exterior.
Exterior, yeah.
Exterior, yeah.
Yeah, don't get the one that one bulb goes out and they all go out.
They all go out.
Get colors.
Please, I love the colors,
Yeah.
white. So,
Although those blue ones Dave put up look pretty nice.
Yeah.
Throw a number.
couple $1,000? Is that too much?
Too little.
3,
3,000?
Yep.
So, I'll make a motion to approve up to $3,000 for some decorations for the town for Christmas. And the equipment to use to hang them.
second.
All in favor?
I,
I,
Pretty good.
I know I was picking on you, Karen, when I was looking at you, but are you,
I'm happy to
Are you-
meet with him.
you wanna do
Mhm.
that?
Yeah.
Give him a call,
Mhm.
let him know we got a number and start, I don't know, look at the place and the light
See
and
what
figure
we-
out.
What we want to do, like in the common, I mean, down there, if it's the trees. Whether it's in the trees around, some places do around the trunks and,
Are the lights generally still there but not working?
I think they're still there.
So probably, you know, maybe they could assess them to see how many you need.
yeah,
So that you know, like in a
How many
few
lengths
days,
or
if you gotta order these things.
And John might know. He fixes
Yeah,
it.
John
he's
might
done
know.
it with Dave, or we can ask Dave, I can
Then-
send Dave a message, hey, how many?
Then you can order.
How many feet of, hundreds of feet of lights?
Not buy all, pick and shovel out.
Yeah.
And then think, you know, look at whatever, you know, if you wanna put a couple things here in the front of the building or on the.
Well, that's what I was thinking too,
Yeah.
some lights on the building or something, or.
Yeah.
Are they still on their 4-day schedule?
Scott's putting the hammer down on that.
I wondered when that was gonna change back. I read back, I don't know if it said, I don't think it had a time frame. It did when it started. Did it
It
have
did have a
an
time
end?
frame.
Yeah.
It's in the personnel policy. I'm not sure when the exact date is, but they're well past it.
So. We made a date certain on that in the policy, I think it was October 15th. I got thinking about that too, that's not quite how we should do that, because that's never gonna be the beginning or the end of a pay period. And so the next time you have that policy out for other work or an annual review, we need to adjust the language on that and just say it's the first full pay period of October, or, you know, something like that, so that the dates can change
Mhm.
each year, but you're always know. How do we do that? And then I really think that, and I'll talk to Nathan too, and I really think that that's the way it is. You know, to go back and forth,
yeah.
you know, all the time and sort of,
That's why you have the policy.
that's why you got a policy, you know, we've thought through the seasonality of it, and that's what we gotta do.
Going back to the lights,
Yep, go ahead.
is it just, should we? We all celebrate Christmas, I think, but some people don't. I don't know what we're thinking about lights, but if there's like a Merry Christmas, could there be an issue if?
That could be,
You know what I mean?
we may not wanna put up a Christmas tree or something, I don't, you're
Mhm.
right, that could offend. some
Could be
people. I don't
happy.
think-
Could
I
be
don't
happy
think-
holidays or just like snowmen or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, happy holidays is, yeah.
I
I
don't
thought we
think,
were past that.
No, we're not.
It says we're not.
you never.
I'm past it,
Right.
so I'm not gonna get offended no matter what you put up.
Right, I think the lights are, I don't think. anybody-
No, not the lights.
You know, some wreaths,
Right,
Yeah.
wreaths,
you know,
you
Mhm.
know,
you
you
know,
celebrate- you celebrate the season, you know?
Yeah.
There's actually some fundraisers going on in different schools with wreaths, so that might be a good place to
Yeah,
get some from.
and the craft fair is coming up at the school.
Mhm.
right off.
Mhm.
Coventry.
Yeah, this
What is that?
Coventry
We do a
craft.
craft fair every year, and it is
Thanks
very
for
well
doing that,
attended.
Gary.
Yeah, but what is it?
Almost taller and all.
I believe it's December 3rd, December 2nd, or December 3rd, it's the first Saturday in December.
Who puts that on PTA?
What's that?
Who puts that on?
Yeah,
Spice.
Spice, which is the Parent Teacher Association,
Oh.
they just call themselves Spice now.
Town report?
Town report, 2025, so. Gary Keeman, your esteemed select board colleague suggested, the fish concert as the sort of the theme for the cover and some of the pictures on the inside. It's the 20-year anniversary of the fish concert. That would make my job very easy because there's plenty of pictures of the fish concert out there, and I thought it was a really good idea. So what do you guys think?
Or at least something about it in there.
Yeah, it was, now, where did we get with the movie? The documentary?
We showed it.
Yeah, so,
I missed it.
I watched it. You still have the thumb
It's in
drive?
my office.
Yeah, he's got the thumb drive.
Was there good? Forgot about it until just
It
now.
was,
It was good.
It was pretty
There were a lot
good.
of people down, they showed it down here.
Yeah, I mean, we had, what did we have? Were you there the first night?
No, I was there
You weren't there the-
Saturday.
When was
We
it?
had 20 or 25 people come.
When was
watch
it again? Doesn't, not that it matters,
We
but
did it in, we did it in
August.
August on the day,
Third and
yeah, the day that the actual.
Fourth
concert was
or
held,
second
right
and
before the
third
actual
or-
concert was held.
I was excited about it when we got.
Yeah, Mike Marcotte came down, of course, Mike was in the movie quite a bit, and.
You were in the
I
movie a
was
little
in-
bit?
I was in the movie, yeah, and it was good, they did a good job, I mean, it was, it's only 30 minutes, but they had a lot of nice footage that,
Mhm.
so, I mean, with that being said, it kind of makes it more,
Yeah,
it's a big thing.
Yeah.
For Coventry, and so that's a good idea, Carrie.
yeah.
So, what, we just leave it up to you and make it
just leave it
pretty?
up to me, that was Carrie's idea, I just wanted to make
Yep.
sure everybody else was.
Yep.
Was okay with that, so when you see.
You can use those photos for fillers when you
In
need,
between, in between sections, it's always nice,
so you have plenty of those already, so if a page needs a 3-inch
Yep.
space filler, then you've got pictures you can put
Exactly.
sprinkled through the whole thing as a major theme.
Right.
Good idea.
I guess it's a really good photographer that might have traffic pictures.
You have some fish pictures, Chris?
Traffic mostly.
Traffic, hey, send them to me, send me whatever you got, and I'll be happy to give you credit and,
Credit with no pay, but hey.
It's still credit.
During my life, your life, right?
The pictures are great, but being here and seeing it was like,
Mhm.
you can't explain it to somebody.
Oh, that was crazy.
I only got a ride up the road and back down once. I wasn't allowed in. Matt was in the middle of it all.
So staying on town report, Matt, or how are we doing? Are we good? Are we not
We're good,
good?
just remember, everybody just remember to get me all your stuff, so I need a letter from the select board. And, everybody else has been pretty good, I got Deb's stuff, I got, Dave's stuff, Izzy's working on the planning commission stuff for me. Cemetery commission, I've been in touch with, the school's always the last, but they do their budget late, so but they'll give me their letters and everything. And then the only question I have is Casella, because the guy that used to do it no longer works there. So I have to find out who's the new person that's gonna,
Let me make a call on it.
help me out with the Casella stuff.
Yeah, I read through like past minutes and made a couple notes. I just haven't sent them to you
Okay.
But you
For
might
topics,
yeah.
yep.
for ideas. I don't know if you've already,
So just like a comment that I made earlier in the meeting on us, we're the select board. This is not my letter. As the chair, it's our letter. And we will all get an opportunity to sign it and we can talk about it and hear. Generally, I mean, we all sit here week after week, and so we all know like the main recurring issues, but it's a one page, gotta keep it in a page, Matt gets mad. So how, what were a couple of the big ones, do you remember? What were your issues?
I don't know, like helping the residents with like the Nabelski Road. I don't know if we wanna, you know, I mean, everything worked out, it worked out well, and the animal control stuff that we're,
And Coventry Station Road.
Coventry Station Road, the big
You
washout
guys
that,
had a big year, you really
Mhm.
did.
Station Road.
Mhm.
Nabelski and animal control and those sorts of things kind of can all come together as one
Mhm. Just
issue.
being able to help the
essentially,
residents with,
Listening.
yeah. Help the, yeah,
That's it, just listening.
Well, culverts and, you know, listening and hearing people
mhm,
The paving.
and,
mhm.
paving projects. Let's just do this right now. You want it for fun?
Fire
So,
district, you know, helping them.
No, that was a big deal too, yeah.
CFD.
And the fact that Matt got all kinds of,
I was, yeah, the grant.
grants.
That's
You
huge.
guys take credit for all those grants too.
Well, I mean, I like the way you said it, but it's not really taking credit. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, letting
I mean,
people
I
know
wouldn't
this
be able to
is.
do it without your support, you know, I mean, you guys are, you're a very supportive select board and you know, you make my job easy, so you should.
So, grants essentially.
There's no reports up here, kind of have to see how they
I know,
are
I have to go
written.
back to the minutes and, you
Yeah.
know, see. Just forget that.
Well, we can just, you know, we can get us started.
Right,
and-
I mean,
and
yeah, that's
Sort of
good.
get a quick draft and, um. All right. Good. Something get started. All right.
Okay, we got any other business tonight?
Business. We just did it.
Mhm.
Great, we got some minutes there to approve.
They all look good to me.
Good enough for me?
Did you figure out who Chris Whiting is? Does he live in town?
I haven't figured that out yet,
No.
no, I don't.
Yes,
He does?
He does live in town.
well, he came through voting.
Oh,
Okay, yep.
Yep.
Buyout program would be another one.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, all the FEMA. Have we found anybody to do the assessing, or what was the word we
I
used?
did hire somebody.
Raising.
Appraising. Oh, yeah.
You hired him?
Mhm.
maybe, I feel like the voting thing we did with the kids was huge.
Mhm.
It was, that really was.
That was,
Yeah.
had I done that in school, I'm sure I would have been voting right as soon as I could.
Yeah.
Just makes it.
Deb gets all the credit on that.
Yeah, she does, she deserves it.
Yeah, she did a great job and I'm suspect she'll be talking about that in her letter.
Yep.
Yeah, very good. Okay, you guys good with those?
Mhm.
Good if you are.
Make a motion to accept the minutes for select board meeting, town of Coventry, Monday, November 4th, 2024 as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, warrants are there.
Would it be fast tonight?
Mhm. Thanks for hanging the clock back up if you didn't.
Oh, I did, yeah, why?
I said it, I could not, no, I said it.
Oh, because it was
I,
back. it was
I
down.
went back an hour and then I
She-
fought with that to get it to hang back up and I lost.
Mm.
Are we liking the new mirror that's up at the end of,
It looks good. Haven't heard any complaints yet.
What's up?
it's up on its own pole now,
On its own pole?
on its own, yeah, like road sign pole. One of my Spencer Hill, so up 14.
Yeah.
They wanted a mirror
When you
so
come
that,
down the
yeah,
hill?
so you can
Okay.
see from Coventry and they didn't like the first one.
Oh,
Peyton, I had my granddaughter with me this weekend and she said, I said, oh, the new mirror's up. And she said, when they drove by it in the morning, it was all frosty. So, we'll see.
so we need to get a defrost for
Maybe.
it.
Nathan go over and clean it off.
Scrape it every morning.
So it's done and good.
Done.
Have we talked
Again.
with the folks who originally requested it?
He was instructed to up there and assuming he did, he's pretty good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Did Deb pay all of the stipends?
Yes.
Everybody's paid now?
As far as at the end, you got paid.
Yeah.
$75 for,
Oh, that, yes. Yeah, for down there.
Did they get paid for select board?
No.
I don't know,
No.
I don't know if those have been done out yet.
That one and the other one I think is, Brittany for,
Brittany did, we needed some information, she needed some information from Brittany, but Brittany came in and gave it to us Friday, so she'll be.
Yeah, she'll get hers.
Yeah.
I would have sworn I saw those.
some stipends money.
Remember Deb, she wrote something in her email when she sent that out about the stipends, I can't remember what it said, but.
Cause the planning commission got theirs. I think the last meeting or
The
two.
planning commission got theirs, yep.
So, cause she's gone now,
She's out this week.
This week.
just this week,
She's in Rhode Island.
just this week.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she'll be back Monday.
Okay, yeah, cause you know, normally, maybe we're not getting too late, but you know, normally we try to get those out to everybody sort of before Christmas enough, not one day or 2
Right,
days, but
yeah.
so people can get a little extra
Mhm.
help there, so I thought I had seen those done, but I guess
Some have been done.
okay. Okay. Good if you're good.
Make a motion to approve the warnings as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good. All right, we can adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Justin?
Okay.